Don't worry, guys. In 90 minutes, it's all going to be over.
Why? 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 Oh, why? Why must I suffer so? Why must I experience such blight upon my person? Whomst have I wronged?
Yep. So, last time in Stupid Invaders,
it was shit. Literal shit.
Yep.
Moving on.
They are now captured.
So, of course, by the laws of subtraction, we are left with only one character to control. Stereo, I believe.
Yep. Stereo Monovisi. Stereo's a living paradox. He's ultra-talkative and repetitive, but he accumulates an encyclopedic glut of utterly worthless knowledge. In a matter of seconds, he can calculate the number of 16 notes in a cantata by J.C. Bach, or the exact length of a roll of toilet paper for a regiment of 500 parachutists. He lives in a closed world and ends up answering his own questions.
Can I say, let's talk briefly about your manual. The descriptions given by this manual are some of the most irritating and brazen I've ever heard. The analogies it invents are atrocious. Simply atrocious. I still have it etched in my membrane. That analogy about the Virgin in a church or something that was used in the description for Candice.
Oh yeah.
I can still have a shiver running through my spine. It's so bad. Everything about this is bad. B-A-D. Bad. So bad. I don't know if I made it clear, but I don't like this game. This game is in fact a pile of steaming garbage. A trash fire. A molten lava of sapience, if you will. A literal dung, also, if you will.
And this elevator has a whole routine of stand-up comedy. Whenever you enter, you can hear a new thing it says.
I'm about to eject my brain off my cranium. It has been such a long time since I've hated a video game this much. Since I've cartoonishly lashed out at a video game this much. Hey look, it's the human testicle.
Oh yes. Dr. Sakarin, the main villain
get
of
it?
this.
Get it? Sakarin.
Yeah. 2 feet of hate and 33 pounds of blind range. This is one scientist who definitely isn't a happy person. Since his earliest...
Wait, hold on. Did I write this? Did I write this blurb? It's definitely not a happy person. Oh my
Definitely.
gosh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Since his earliest days, Dr. Sakarin has hunted and captured extraterrestrials who happen to drop in on Earth. He dissects the little green men and puts them into storage in unwholesome vats of formalin.
What just happened, by the way? I was blinded with rage.
Yeah, they were transferred all into different places, and Candice ended in the dissection room.
Oh, so this is all a huge, long, elaborate death scene for the entire crew, I assume.
Well, let's see.
I've already seen something being evaporated, so I'm assuming that's the case. And it goes on forever.
Yeah.
Or
Though
not.
Candy isn't the... Candy's still thinking she's about to get into sex change operation.
Oh yes, because that joke was so funny last time. We have to drag it into the mud, shove it into your mouth, and then drag you into the mud.
Yeah. Said it in the very beginning of the game after her
I
second
noticed, funnily enough, I only noticed that after the video was already done and posted. But then I noticed when she reprised the joke at the end of the previous episode, and I'm not happy. I am not a happy camper.
That Candy's a much deeper character than I originally realized.
She really is not. It is only us who are projecting some real world issues onto her. I only wish this was that kind of, well, property, but it is not. It is a reject of the 90s who's just gotten worse. So much worse. And speaking of which, in preparation for this final episode, I decided to give a bit of a look-see at the actual cartoon this is supposed to be associated to. So, the 1997 series, I've watched the first episode. It was garbage. I hated it. It looked cheap. The timing was incorrect. It wasn't funny at all. And I'll be gosh darned, Iggy Pop's song really does not fit the energy of that introduction. Not in the slightest. It's bad all around. But then, out of curiosity, I checked the first episode of Season 2, which was made almost a decade after the fact.
2005, 2006, I believe.
You know, Season 2 is much better than Season 1.
Oh.
The animation is far superior. It looks much better. I wouldn't say it's good, but it has a couple of jokes that made me chuckle, at least, which is far more than that one episode from Season 1 ever did for me. And I noticed a lack of gratuitously sexist jokes, too.
Okay.
It's...
Yeah, I guess.
From the looks of it, it is much better, and also, stereo here is not present. Which is a massive improvement, because I've only heard a couple of lines from this character in Season 1, and I hated him. I hated them.
And apparently both the fans and the writers of the show hated him as well, and that's why he was cut out from the second season.
And yet, here he is, or I guess there they are, in this game. Stupid Invaders. And speaking of brain melting, the second season of the show was made after this video game, and they went back to calling it Space Goofs, which really tells me all I ever needed to know about this game. It clearly was not successful, it clearly made them look like idiots, and so they reverted back to the original branding. I'm assuming this is a game over.
Yep.
How much time did we waste? Not even 10 minutes. I am aghast. I am so sad about my choices. I'm trying to retrace in my mind all the little choices that led me to where I am now. My biggest mistake was ever meeting you, really.
Oh, we have had good times too, right?
Whatever good times we might have had, that memory has been completely superseded by stupid invaders. You see that pink smog? That's the shape of my brain at this moment.
Yeah, that's laughing gas.
This anesthetic is wonderful, Doctor. Oh, he's too small to be affected by the stupid cloud of smog.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So funny. Oh boy. Oh dear me.
Well, last time you gave me some homework to
Yes, I
see.
did.
So, the bad news first, I was unable to find any information on the budget. I looked hard and wide, and the only but I managed to find sales information for its North American Dreamcast version. It was about 11,600 copies.
Honestly, for this game and the Dreamcast, that is a lot.
Yeah. It sold more than games like Cow the Kangaroo, South Park Rally, or Urban Chaos.
I mean, the bar is pretty low as it is, but still, selling more than a South Park game on that same system?
Yeah.
I know that game was terrible, but still, the brand is very popular at that point in time.
Yeah, in the all-time most sold Dreamcast games, it's on the place 238.
It shocks me that it's even on that list. Also, it's even more shocking that the Dreamcast had over 200 games, considering.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a sad bit of news to consider in context, and you didn't find anything else. I was really more interested in the PC sales.
Yeah, I had no other information I managed to find. I searched from Google and even resorted to Bing, and
Oh no!
Yeah, then it sometimes put this program that sent me constant messages that your computer is in danger, download this virus protection. And my actual virus protection didn't notice any viruses on my computer, so it probably was a hoax, and I had to manually turn it off in order so it wouldn't notify me anymore.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm sorry that I gave you homework, if that was the result. The curse of this game transcends itself, transcends the confines of this video-ludic narrative.
Yeah. And for the last piece from the manual, I'm telling about the last area of the game, Base 52. Base 52 is a maze of laboratories and corridors buried beneath an inhospitable desert. This is where the most dangerous scientist in the world hangs out, Dr. Sakarin!
Dr. Scrotum.
Yeah, he does look like one. Do you have to censor him?
I haven't before, and I shall not begin doing that now.
Everyone knows when they're invited into Base 52, but no one knows when they're gonna get out.
Spoopy. Okay then. That's it?
Yep.
Do you have any more useless anecdotes from that useless manual of yours?
there are also just as technical specification, installation, and controls.
It has to be more compelling than this game. What the heck is up with this game? We might as well.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of wandering in this video.
Uh-huh. You know, I actually wish you cut some of it.
Yeah, I started to think that too.
I have no enthusiasm about talking in relation to this game. That enthusiasm, you could say, went down the drain. Eh?
Hey, you're almost as funny as that elevator.
Oh, I cannot even hope to compete with that level of humor, with that level of comedy. Clearly, humanity is destined to be replaced by elevators when it comes to the comedy department.
Recommended system requirements. Processor Intel Pentium 2 MMX 350 MHz, system Windows 98, RAM 64 MB, CD-ROM X32, so I guess 32 fast. Sound card DirectX 7.0 compatible card.
Oh no! Another pile of dung! Why? I thought we left the dung factory behind! Why? Why more dung?
Well, I'm not sure if it's dung or it's just all the
It's
fried
a fly!
aliens.
It's a fly up there. And it's a mountain of brown stuff. What else could it possibly freaking be?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's brown enough to be done.
Continue.
Oh, and yeah, video card DirectX 7.0 compatible card, free space 3 GB for a complete installation, monitor, keyboard, mouse. That's how powerful machine you need in order to play this game.
It's not powerful at all by today's standards. Although I am absolutely surprised by the 64 megabytes of RAM. That's a lot for a game from 2000.
From our first family computer, installing that in its fullest took about 1/3 of the entire hard disk.
Wow! Wow! You know, Grim Fandango, when it came out in 1999, had notorious issues with running with machines that were available publicly at the time. And then it continued to have issues with more modern machines. There were, infamously, a couple of game-breaking bugs in the Italian version of Grim Fandango. I don't know if that's common with all the European releases of the game. But first of all, have you played Grim Fandango?
Anybody home? Property private this is. Immediately out of here go you. Warned you, have I?
Hello?
Yes. Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
So, yeah, I have played Grim Fandango. I played when it was released as the remastered version.
Oh! No! No! How am I going to censor this now? The robotic titties! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? A robotic penis! Screw this! No! Wait! Stop! Don't screw this! Oh my god! Why? Why? No! 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 You know what? I don't care. I'm not even going to bother with this.
Yeah, if you want, I can send a censored version of this clip. Because I was watching just before the starting of this, I was watching the second episode, and you don't really have much imagination when it comes to censor things.
Oh, because I placed your face onto that bunnyman's butt? Well, at least I did the work of censorship. You, on the other hand, apparently cannot even do that. You, person who does video reviews, cannot edit, apparently.
I guess the more accurate is that I'm just getting used to not censoring any material that I saw, because it wouldn't be artistically correct.
We are
something.
making these videos for YouTube. You need to understand that. You need to understand that YouTube is run by soccer moms. So you need to think of the children at all times.
But the gamebox says 11, and those are children, right?
Listen, you know how Americans work, right? Nudity and all that.
Yeah, they gave teen to that.
Clearly they have not tested it. Clearly they didn't care enough.
There are those times when they don't bother to look at them, then they can just slap the 18 age rating. Yeah, I did once saw some kind of Jane Austen video in a market, and there was the 18 marking, which usually meant at that point that they didn't bother to actually watch it. And it was starring William Shatner.
Ech. Well, he's dead. Try again.
Yeah.
So I was talking about Grim Fandango before the robot sex, which apparently needed to happen. I don't know why that needed to happen in this game at that particular moment, like the Aurora Borealis in Skinner's Kitchen.
Candy needed the fly that we saw was actually...
I didn't say I cared to learn about the context, now did I?
Well, alright.
I will ask you if I care about this. I clearly don't. I have checked out a long time ago. In fact, I am so checked out of this that I am talking about a completely different game. So, Grim Fandango. There were, like I said, a couple of game-breaking bugs in the Italian version. Listen if this is familiar to you. In the elevator puzzle in Rubacava, when you were supposed to drive a forklift into the elevator doors in order to block the elevator just at the right floor, you couldn't do that because the elevator was going up and down too fast. You did not have the material time to do so. As such, it was a game-breaking bug. Another famous bug was towards the end, with the puzzle involving the giant lizard in the sewers. You were supposed to have the lizard turn around and block its tail with whatever machine you had available at the time. Now the details are a bit fuzzy. It's been a while. Unfortunately, what actually happens is that the lizard slowly skitters away, backpedals like a truck, disappears from the screen, and then you are stuck there, unable to continue. And those were the two infamous game-breaking bugs in Grim Fandango. They had to make... fans had to make a patch for it.
I didn't encounter any game-breaking bugs.
You did not encounter any gay baking bugs. What were you saying? I think it was a unique issue with the Italian copy of the game, because no one else across the continent has ever encountered this issue with the game. Only Italian players, which is bizarre. I don't know what was up with the Italian version of GF, but here we go.
During my recording, this game constantly crashed during cutscenes, and even back when I remembered it used to crash. But curiously, during recording this Area 52 segment, it only crashed in the final cutscene and nowhere else.
That's annoying.
Yeah, considering that before this it crashed like 10 times.
I once had a copy of Siberia 2 for the PlayStation 2. Yes, it was released on console, believe it or not. And I played that game up until the very end. I resolved the final puzzle. And then the game crashes right before the final cutscene. So I boot up the game again. Solved the final puzzle again. And the game crashes again. And then I realized that I cannot beat the game because it won't play the final cutscene.
Hey, yo, Fatso, where you going? You got any money?
I mean, technically you solved all the gameplay
Yes,
aspects.
but I cannot see the ending, and to this day I still don't know how Siberia 2 ends. I could have checked out on YouTube, but honestly I did not care much about it at that point. So that's a funny story.
Yeah.
The moral is don't play point-and-click adventure games on PlayStation 2 if you can avoid it. So, Matti, I could not help but notice that there is living furniture in this area.
Yep.
Dare I ask why?
Your guess is good as mine. Stupid Invaders also has the option where you can you just need 400 megabytes of free space, but in that case you have to constantly switch CDs. With the full 3 gigabyte installation, you don't have to do that. You can just
Okay, so
play.
in fairness, no other game, especially no other adventure game from the year 2000, looked quite like this. For a game that features literal cesspools and human buttocks, it looks surprisingly good. Compare this to another game that came out in the year 2000, The Longest Journey. It doesn't look nearly as good as this one. They have put clearly a lot of money and talent into making this game, which breaks my heart and makes me even more angry because it's money and talent that could have been used to make a better game. Oh my gosh, this alien! Once again, we cut to Candice waking up from a bed that was already occupied, implicating several things. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, she goes around.
She goes around.
The one episode I watched from the first season, which was the last one of the first season, in the building came this mysterious human creature called a woman, and she managed to pretty much seduce all the aliens except for Candy, and Candy thought, how could I get then broke up from that women's latches, and she used that machinery to turn herself into a human woman, and then they all guys were drooling at her, and even Etna was all like, I didn't know you had that in you, or stuff. That was, I don't know how to describe it.
Don't watch season 1 of Space Goofs. If you have to watch this show, just jump right into season 2. It is far superior. Compare the first episode of season 2 with the first episode of season 1. There is an ocean of difference in terms of quality.
Hold on, there's going to be a puzzle that I was stuck for a long while as a child.
Oh no. What is it?
It's a math puzzle.
No!
Yeah, you have to go to the correct teleports in order to get to the main hall.
Oh no! Do you have to do additions?
What is
Multiplications? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, mathematics.
Yeah,
what is additions?
I guess you need to
What is additions? He says. My
Oh,
gosh.
addition. Okay, I thought you said something like addition or something.
Addition.
Like
addition. Les additions.
Yes, addition. Yeah, that's what you have to do.
Okay, well, it doesn't sound so bad. What's the catch?
So it's the simple math of at first you go to the first teleport, which is 1. It teleports to the 2, plus them together. Go to the 5th, teleport 5, and then go from there.
Oh, it's not so bad once you realized it, but I can understand why it would take a while if you're a dumb child who doesn't do his math homework.
Well, I didn't just understand the logic of it, but
I've always been terrible at math, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I was rather good at it at early years.
Oh yes,
when,
brag about how good you were at math while failing to solve a math problem.
But once I got to upper secondary school, my mathematics numbers started to plummet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's when you were introduced to algebra and equations, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes, I hate them too. Mm-hmm.
But what I was saying, yeah, and as I mentioned in a review of mine, there was a puzzle in the game I played, Perils of Man, which was exactly the same math puzzle as in this stupid Invaders. And because I encountered it, I managed to solve it way before the game wanted me to solve it, and with that I accidentally skipped an entire puzzle.
You've got to love it when games resent you for solving their puzzles before they are presented to you.
Yeah. So now, okay, we wait for the... Oh yeah, I didn't at this point remember that I had to block that leg because closes, but...
Matti, don't mumble. Speak clearly, please. This is meant to be seen and heard by human beings with only 2 years. Just
yeah,
2!
I didn't remember to put something to block that foot pedal because that door closes before its time, so I need the one brick alien thing that I gathered from Stereo's previous segment. Was that articulate enough for you?
I suppose so. I could use with less sass from your end. Thank you very much.
Okay, we just put that there.
Oh, sure, that thing. Yes, put it there, whatever that is. Oh boy. I wonder if our commentary is getting better or worse. In proportion to our not giving a damn.
Yeah. Be sure to comment on the down below to let us know.
Nobody will bother. Nobody's watching this. In fact, we don't even exist.
Okay.
Reality is an illusion. That means that this game is fake too. This is not a real game.
And the next puzzle is not that hard, but it's rather tedious.
Simon says! Simon freaking says! Ah, no! You are the precursor to all quick time events in video games. I hate you. Also, I'm thinking about that very same Simon Says puzzle from Toonstruck. Also known as the Happy Happy Clown game. Have fun!
As a child, it took me a while to realize that I wasn't supposed to press the red button after the second sequence. I was supposed to first press the green and then red and repeat that whole shebang.
That's how Simon Says works. And speaking of Happy Happy Clowns, that evil clown from Toonstruck, it was also voiced by Jeff Bennett. Coincidence? Yes, probably.
Yeah. I haven't played that game, but...
it's so much better than this, but it doesn't take much, honestly. It has problems, but hey, at least there's Christopher Lloyd in it. Being Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah. Wasn't the villain played by Tim Curry or something?
The villain was in fact voiced by Tim Curry.
Yeah. That's what I said, Tim Curry.
Yes, and that's what I said in confirmation to you, Tim Curry.
Okay.
Okay. I'm glad we sorted this out.
Yeah. Well, as a child, I wasn't familiar with this game.
This is still going on.
Yeah, I have actually never played Simon Says. In any context.
Well, I'm pretty sure the American kids to whom this game was intended would have gotten it. Blah. But really, whoever played Simon Says, why was this even popular? It's not fun, it's stupid. Hey kids, I am a multicolored ball. Press the green button after I tell you to press it. Have fun. Stupid.
I guess in the actual Simon Says the tempo will also get faster the longer the game progresses.
It's still not fun. Not as a concept and not in execution. Hey kids, play this game in which we tell you how to play it, and no other way to play it is correct. Capitalism.
Oh my god, it's still going.
What?
It's still going.
It's still going. The Happy Happy Clown game was so much worse than this. I can tell you that much for free.
Oh yeah, I did count that out of the 21 possible death scenarios this game has, 10 of them has a proper warning before it, and 11 can happen by accident.
And of course there is the one in which you need to die in order to know that there is a puzzle to solve.
Yeah.
Apparently we are done with Simon Dictates.
Yep. So we can
move on with our life and We are almost half away through this video. Hooray!
Oh yeah.
Time sure flies when you're having fun.
Oh, it's that place from the very beginning of the game.
Oh, goody. It's a bit more lit from the looks of it. Well, I am the boss of Spectre now. Obey me. Why? Okay, why? He sat on the chair. And then we cut to this.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I was wondering what to do now.
And what is this supposed to be?
That's an alien that has lived here for a while.
I can freaking see that! That's not what I asked you! What? Why? Why? Why is this alien? Why?
I'm trying to understand the...
Wait a minute. That's a tentacle?
I suppose.
I thought it was a snail body, but no, it's a tentacle. Sure. Okay, so Deus Ex Machina then. Random alien smoking a cigar comes in, frees Bud, so that the plot can progress.
Well, he's going to show up later to cause further problems, but well, we'll get to that at some point.
Okay.
And here we have the collection of toilets.
Of course we do.
Pull the string!
Wrong string! If only it were acid. That's one huge kitchen sink.
Yeah. And this area was completely pointless. There was nothing here.
Okay, again, why go through the trouble of creating entire 3D rooms if there's nothing for you to do in them? Not only it is a waste of time for the developers, it is also additional space that will occupy your hard drive that did not need to be there.
I guess it's the inner logic of the space. Maybe some gamers might wonder, wait, there are bathrooms, are sinks, but where is the shower?
No, it makes things so much worse, because then you, as a player, will think there is got to be something important that needs to be done in this one room. And then you'll be stuck trying to figuring out what that is, only to eventually realize that that room is entirely useless. So it's a waste of time in all the meanings of the word. How many times have you been stuck?
Music races to crescendo, revealing da 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 da.
And now there is a maze.
Yeah, a freaking maze.
A freaking maze.
Very good indication on if a point-and-click adventure is bad if it has a maze.
I would go as far as to say that mazes are bad in general, no matter the video game. Mazes are bad even when they are in good games. They are always bad.
Can you mention a good game that has a maze?
Well, there is an edge maze in Resident Evil 4, and that game is great. The maze, not so much, but at least it's not gigantic. It is annoying, though. Very annoying. And let's see. That's the first example that comes to mind. I'm pretty sure there are mazes in many RPGs, if not all of them.
Yeah, I did.
This is such a
I
time
wasn't-
waster.
Yeah, in my childhood I was at one Heads Mates, and it was rather cool. But yeah. And then there's one. Yeah, in real life and paper form, mazes are fine, but in the computer form, I mean,
guess-
Pac-Man is technically a maze.
Yes, I was actually thinking about Pac-Man this very second. That's technically a maze. But it doesn't play as a maze, not in the way mazes are implemented in more modern games.
And I guess Bomberman can count as maze games?
No, not really, because the whole point of Bomberman is to blow up the maze along with the people in it. So it's so much better because of that. Screw you, maze, I'll blow you up with my bombs. With my bombs.
Yeah. In addition to maze, it seems to also be a giant golf field.
Yes, I noticed. It's funny. It's like a mini golf course. Isn't that hilarious?
I've never played real golf in my life. I've only
Okay.
played mini golf.
Mini golf is good and fun and cheap. Actual golf is bad for the environment. It's an elitarian sport for rich. And it needs to go away. And it's boring too. Golf is garbage. Mini golf
Golf
is
is-
fun.
Golf is a good walk spoiled, Mark Twain.
Mark Twain was white and privileged. Doesn't count.
So, yeah, there's always the last ditch in case game material gets boring is to read reviews of it from the time when it was released.
Oh, please give it to me. That's another thing I asked of you. Give me the reviews. I am dreading them already.
And looking at the Metacritic,
Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes should not be considered standards for an objective calculation of quality because they work in a very specific manner.
yeah, this is only based on 23 critics.
Exactly. And what did
9
they have
positive.
to say?
9 positive, 10 mixed, 4 negative.
Can you just read me a positive and a negative review of this game at random?
Let me see. At random.
This
Let's pick
game.
up. Positive review. Written by Heidi Fournier, May 20th, 2002. For the past few years I have been hearing gamers lamenting the state of adventure games, and the fact that many of them believe that games are too similar in story and style. Point in fact, how many times can one visit Atlantis before it becomes passé? With the arrival of Stupid Invaders, the world is about to be introduced to an old idea made new. In the vein of such games as Toonstruck and Sam and Max Hit the Road, Stupid Invaders is fun
I'm
and
going to stop you there. How dare you? How dare you compare this atrocity to the best adventure game ever made, Sam and Max Hit the Road? I will... I hate this. I hate this review already.
Yeah, Sam and Max Hit the Road is a good one, though I think the Telltale games were better.
No. I mean, the Sam and Max ones, maybe. About as good.
Yeah, I was referring to Sam and Max Telltale games.
They're fine, but they still don't compare to the original, in my nostalgic view. Clearly.
Yeah. Sometimes
Anyway,
the puzzles
please
in Hit the
continue.
Road were... Yeah, Stupid Invaders is fun and irreverent and at times surprisingly crude. Stupid Invaders is not groundbreaking as it never strays too far from tired and true adventure game conventions, but it is very different from anything I have played in the last 2 years.
I'll say.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it is full of toilets. Stupid Invaders is based on a cartoon called Space Goofs that some gamers may be familiar with. If not, no need to
Why?
worry. Lack of knowledge about the TV show will not hinder your ability to understand and enjoy the game or its crew of bizarre characters. For those not familiar with the cartoon, let me give you the Cole's Notes version of the game's background and story. Our 5 anatomically incorrect ETs crash land on Earth, forcing them to hide out in an old mansion while fixing their spacecraft so they can return home. This has proven to be not an easy feat as they have been at it for 50 years. What? Okay, that is not correct. In this...
That is factually incorrect.
There's the one alien gray area we saw earlier that said that he was in this space for 50 years, but those aliens were only 2 years on Earth. So that is indeed an incorrect information. In this time they have come to the attention of Dr. Evil Esque, mad scientist who wants to, you guessed it, steal their spaceship and use them as lab rats. This forces our brave but not overly bright compatriots to escape poetic gunman who utters clever little adages like, "You are going to die and when you die you will be dead," steal dung from a dung factory and play Simon Says. No one ever said it was easy repairing spaceship and escaping malevolent scientist. The graphic work done for the game is bold and engaging. Having just finished the Dure Blair Witch 2, the colorful and vivid graphics of Stupid Invaders were a balm of to these weary eyes. This is what graphs should be like, gorgeous, luminous and lively. Every color is bright, bright, bright and just pops off the screen at you.
I like how you are describing colors when we had this dead green metallic background to look as we try to trudge on.
Yeah. The lighting is employed to provide detail, but never overshadows or washes out the vibrant environments. Though the game's environments are simplistic in their design, similar in style to the genie in Disney's Aladdin, they never cease to impress. In fact, while playing the game, I had to stop so often to take screenshots to show you, our devoted readers. I feared I might never finish the game. Oh yeah, and they have tons of different graphics of toilets.
And that's a selling point because the one writing this is either 16 or a very mature adult.
Stupid Invaders is not just full of toilets, mind you. It is full of toilet humor as well. The game includes a great deal of humorous repartee, including the soon-to-be classic catchphrase, "It isn't over until the fat lady farts." Often the dialogue is just plain wacky.
This aged like milk.
Full of ingenious riffs on life, some so flat-out crude you feel embarrassed to be laughing at them. Stupid Invaders is not as humorous as Sam and Max Hit the Road or Curse of Monkey Island, but when it delivers a laugh, it hits a home run.
If you say so.
The majority of challenges faced by the aliens are exploration and inventory gathering tasks. At the beginning of the game I found that these hurdles were quickly and easily executed. This worried me at first as I found myself cruising through the first section of the game like grease lightning, but they grew more complex and difficult as I progressed further into the game. Well, that's bullshit. The problems never...
Literally.
Oh,
literal.
I don't usually swear, but this goes...
No, it's literal bullshit, in fact.
Yeah. Yeah, and this point is this kind of a huge desert area.
Oh my god, we left a maze, and now we are in a desertic maze!
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, game? Are you freaking kidding me?
During the recording of this, I'm also at the same time drawing a map so I can properly move here.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, an indication of a well-designed game. You, the player, have to do the homework of drawing a map because the game is deliberately confusing.
Yeah,
Swell.
yeah. Currently, I'm going to the down to the south because if you travel too far, it causes a game over, and I need to map where the area is.
Okay, are you done with that review?
Nope. Well, where was I? Okay. But they grew more complex difficult progress further in the game. The problems never reached Black Dahlia-like levels of difficulty, but there were one or two obstacles that will most likely give you pause. There are two important facts that
Well,
all
that
gamers...
was graphic.
Yep.
That was gruesome. Not funny at all.
There are two important facts that all gamers should know about the barriers in SI before they purchase it. The first is that you can die in the game. The second is that you do often. The circumstances of your untimely death will come from doing things that, as a hardened adventure gamer, have proven to be infallible in other games. Doing these things in SI will get you killed, and it will make you paranoid. As I worked further into the game, I became increasingly gun-shy about pulling levers, talking to other characters, and exploring new environments. This is not a bad thing, it actually heightened my enjoyment as all those old unspoken rules were tossed out the window, and I started to ponder if, in what devious way the game was conspiring to do me in. The second thing is that the end of the game includes a huge maze. Mazes, as I have said ad nausea, are not only an unpopular cliche, but also a huge pain in the butt. Why do game designers...
Okay, we can agree on something at least.
Yeah. Why do game designers keep hauling out this tired old chestnut? The main
Good
reason is
question! Nobody likes them. Why do they keep doing it? To
The
pad
main
out
reason
the
is-
length of the game, clearly.
The main reason is to save time and effort. Mazes are easy to create, and in designers' minds they are excellent filler. And then they wonder why so few people finish as games they are playing. That wasn't in the review, that's...
I
isolated.
assumed that's the case, okay.
Stupid Invaders also suffers at times from a less than intuitive point-and-click interface. There were a couple of times I was unable to move my character in the direction I was clicking. At one point I had somehow managed to move my character to a point where I could not seem to get him to move at all, and it took me a solid minute of frantic clicking to get him to actually budge. Luckily, the camera angles used in the game never take strange slants that would have hindered a player's ability to position their character. The game is also played from a third-person perspective, making it similar in style to games like Sanitarium, rather than Myst-style games like Morpheus. Anticipation has been running high regarding this game, and after playing it, I can attest that it is not just hype. Stupid Invaders has a lot going for it. While not as funny as I was expecting, it is still a very humorous game. With luminous graphics, dozens of different locations to explore, and a zany set of characters to interact with, its value at the retail price of $30 US. Oh, and it has toilets. Lots of them.
$30 for this?
Yeah. Apparently gave it 80 points, or 4 stars.
I am going to use the term luminous graphics from now on to describe a game I don't like. It has luminous graphics. Look at those luminous graphics of a desert, a barren wasteland.
Yep. Our
but-
verdict. A game of very high quality. Although some aspects might have been executed better, we would recommend this game without hesitation. The good, wonderfully bright and striking graphics, attention to details in animation, and a funky soundtrack. The bad. Some small tedious interface problems and some overly simplistic challenges. Ugh.
So, is it done?
Yep, now it's done. Let me
Okay,
choose our...
I cannot wait to hear what the bad review has to say about this, because honestly, the good review did not exactly do a stellar job in selling this game to me. It pointed out all the little things I don't like about it. Mazes and toilets, to name a couple.
Okay. That one wasn't found. Let's see if Gamer with PC has better luck. Okay, that domain is no longer available.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so yeah, GameSpy and Gamer with PC were bust, so let's see. All Game Guide. Not found.
Oh, wow, really?
Well, let's see if Hot Games is better.
That's not a good sign. Any luck?
Click here to buy this domain.
So, 4 video game magazines who hosted a review of this game had gone poof and bankrupt, I assume. Either that or they must have moved away to another domain. In either case, that's not a good sign. This game is cursed.
Yeah, those were all negative reviews from 35 points to 40 points. Now I try to find if any of the mixed reviews have.
I am not interested in the mixed reviews at all. As far as I'm concerned, the positive one seemed like a mixed review already. I would like to know who thought this game was bad at the time and why they thought it was bad at the time. I am presuming that some of the reasons they might have thought this game was bad at the time might not be exactly the same as to why we think it's bad today. I'm curious about that.
Yeah, actually, there was a negative review in Finnish Pelit magazine that I'm reading still today. So, I'm currently at my parents' attic where the magazine probably is. So, I guess I could try to search for it at the
Wait,
moment.
hold on. Is it in English?
In Finnish, but I can try to translate it in English.
No, it's too much effort, it's not worth it, and we have about 20 minutes left to this video. So, did you just really wander across the desert hoping to find ways to progress?
Yeah, I was starting from the very bottom and going from there, finding all the items. And turns out you don't even have to go to any northern than that. The area still would have continued.
This is bad. So you follow a terrible maze, a terrible tedious maze, with a terrible tedious desert.
Oh, hold on. While I didn't find the negative reviews, there are summarizes of those negative reviews. I can say them. GameSpy. A great concept marked by exceptionally bad implementation. A game that is impossible to recommend to anyone for any reason. 35 points.
I mostly agree with that, except with the first point. This is not a good idea either.
Yeah. Gamer with PC 40. Who says adventure gaming is dead? Well, actually, this game does.
Ah, yes! My man! More. Give me more. This is cathartic.
All Game Guide 40. Comedy that fails to deliver much of anything in the way of humor is a sad product. all the components for a successful funfest are present, but the end result falls flat.
Fair.
And finally, 40 from Hot Games. Looks like fun, plays like crap, and isn't even that funny.
That summarizes it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, look, Ennui toast.
Yep.
A giant toaster, because why not? Wait, why did he not die this time? What did I miss?
Yeah, I downloaded. He managed to get it down to that button that pop-ups the bread before its time. Or something.
Or
But
something.
you have to get in there in time.
Or something is right.
Yeah. It seems that calculating the temperature, I have about 2 seconds before I burst into the flames. That's like he said at that point.
Uh-huh. 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 Oh, please tell me you have some more of those negative comments, because I have no idea what to say or do next.
Hold on, I try to see if any of these mixed reviews... nope.
Question, Matti. Are we in modern times all of a sudden?
Well, this is some... this is just a metallic tower that controls
No,
the
are we in
gate.
Charlie Chaplin's modern times all of a sudden? That's what I'm asking. Is this supposed to be a reference specifically to that?
I have no idea.
Specifically a reference to 1935's Charlie Chaplin's modern times? Because
I've only seen
the color is
clips from
muted,
that.
looking black and white in fact, and there are a lot of cogs. Hence why it reminds me of modern times. Is there a death scene that involves Ethno getting grinded by the gears?
I have only seen like a couple of clips from it.
I'm talking about this game. Is there a death
Ethno...
scene that involves the gears and the cogs?
I'm not sure what that scene...
Well,
Yeah.
that answers the question. There is that creature blocked, stuck in the cogs.
Yep. And now you just have to
Die.
go back.
I did not even bother to keep track with the screen by screen transitions. I don't know why we are suddenly in a clock tower by the looks of it. I don't know why we went from Area 52 to what seems to be a clock tower. I don't care. Everything we could have possibly said about this game, about its terrible design choices, its inconsistent level designs, its bad sense of humor, its terrible, terrible, terrible jokes about sexual assault by the looks of it. Everything that could have possibly been uttered in relation to why this thing is atrocious has been uttered already. And at this point I'm just waiting for the nightmare to be over, because there's only so much a man can take. Stupid invaders. Stupid doesn't even begin to describe this.
And now during the end of this game, some of these puzzles get very straightforward, and you can even question, are they even really puzzles in the first place? Because
So you could theorize that the developers have given up altogether and just rushed to the conclusion because they were about to meet the deadline and they were crunched. Is that what you are implying? Because I wouldn't doubt it for a second.
it is a possibility. Or some...
It's a possibility. A surprisingly common thread in bad adventure games is that many tend to have sizable sections of themselves relatively rushed when it comes to puzzle solving, or indeed content, narrative and otherwise. For example, the way Toonstruck ends, it wasn't supposed to be the ending originally, but then they decided to cut the game in 2 games. Except the second game was never made because the first game didn't do so well. So it ends with a rather disappointing, unsatisfying, rushed cliffhanger. I'll take dumb puzzles over idiotic, overcomplicated ones any day of the week, though. Especially this desert nonsense. It's just tedious.
Yeah, well, luckily we don't no longer need to wander here. We have all we need to get to the...
Except you do, because you had to find your way back. Once again, the fact that you had to map the area yourself is a testament to this not being a good game.
Yep.
It's a game from the year 2000, not a game from 1984. There is no justification for this.
Yeah, that time had a lot of those kind of games with asshole puzzles where you don't realize you have screwed things up until much later and you can't complete the game.
Yes, but I was talking specifically about making heads or tail on where you're supposed to go in relation to the location itself. For example, trying to play Zork, the Underground Empire, without a map is a nightmare. But Zork was a text adventure, so you had, by the very design of it, fill it with your imagination. And it's a game from 1980, basically. Space Invaders, I mean Stupid Invaders, Jesus.
And
it's a game from 2000.
You can hear the sound, but this was the last appearance from the Hammer Bear.
Well, isn't that smashing? Get it? It's summertime. So that was important.
Yep.
Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, there's a really dramatic music going on here. Because this is the second to last game segment. Then we make one last character change.
Uh-huh. Is it going to be stereo?
Well, let's see.
Because I've noticed that of all the characters, stereo is the least utilized so far.
Well, actually, stereo was used 3 times, but Ennui was used only twice during this game.
Ethnos segments were meatier.
Yeah.
second to lose. Back to the ship.
Gorgeous had 3 and Bud also had 3. Candy has had 4 so far.
By the way, who
I
has
count the entire area of the Dang factory as Gorgeous and Candy's section. No need to count all the ways in which they cut to each other. And this guy.
Yep. He just flat out steals their spaceship.
Oh no.
Go, Candy.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
the fat lady farts? Look.
Well, it's not over until the fat lady farts.
I hate that. I bet that phrase was in the trailer for this game, wasn't it?
So, Candy, can we come in now?
Your arm.
I haven't actually watched the trailer.
It sounds like a trailer sentence.
Assuming it even has one.
Problem below.
It probably does. But I'm not going to look it up. Why would I ever do that? Oh yes, please, Candy, save yourself! Leave the others to die, Candy. Save yourself. You are the true hero of this game.
Yeah. You beautiful trans icon.
No. I don't think that's the case at all.
Oh yeah, now we just deal with the buttons and stuff.
Yes. She sure knows how to push their buttons.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh.
Can you?
Yeah, okay, now it works for me.
Okay, I said something very funny and you didn't hear me. Oh well.
Okay, now I can hear you back. And now the game's final game over situation.
The final
You just
game
exit.
over. Oh yes, do
Yep.
that. That's dumb. Oh, screw you, Dr. Testicle. Oh, well, that's the most underwhelming game over so far. They
Yeah.
don't even die. Boo. Boo,
Yeah,
I say.
Although it's kind of funny in its underwhelmingness.
No, because Dr. Testicle there calls Candy a sexual pervert, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Dr. Sakarin is just a mean poop head.
Is literally a testicle head, but okay.
Well, a figurative poop head, literal testicle head.
You might as well complete the Holy Trinity and call him a dickhead.
Figurative poop head and literal testicle head, it's kind of given that he's also a dick.
What has this game done to us? We have reverted back into adolescence. It's so unfortunate. I don't like where this is taking me. Do a barrel roll, Candice. Oh my gosh! Candice has superhuman strength! How? She could have crushed that rapey bunny man with such strength.
Well, I guess the joke is that can is kind of empty, so it's easy to carry, but... Oh wait,
It's
not
still
empty,
so
but-
big! It's bigger! It's
Yeah.
10 times her size! That's so...
Maybe only now Candy has started to believe in herself.
Oh, Candy, believe in me that believes in you. Believe it, and whatnot. This is... You could have used that to squash the Doctor? You could have used that strength of yours to literally solve all of the problems? All of them? Why? Candice, are you, perchance, playing the part of the damsel in distress on purpose?
Oh, Candy's going to do something much more gruesome to the Doctor than just...
Whatever it is, it's well earned at this point. So the Doctor called her a sexual pervert. I'm pretty sure he misgendered her too. He deserves to die. Obviously.
And he dissects aliens.
Yes,
That's
and
no good.
that's no good. And he didn't dissect the one thing she wanted him to dissect. That's just rude.
There is one missing. Where is he? We have ways of making you... you know the rest.
Uh-huh. I can see where this is going. Ah.
Oh.
Okay, so he went the way of the soda poppers, basically.
But wait, where did he disappear?
Please tell me that this base explodes like the previous two buildings they blew up.
Well, I guess you are rather
Oh,
good
look! Hey, look! It's a penis with balls. That's the shape of the missile. Subtle.
I guess you can't that 100% tell it because it's kind of an curve.
I do not need to censor vaguely phallic object.
And there's the really dramatic orchestra music in this part.
So, no explosion. That's disappointing.
This time the game is really...
Oh no!
Oh wow, he's still alive. I guess game over screens don't work for him.
on pants.
Hey, look at Ennui heroically protecting his comrades.
On your little planet. Kaboom!
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But even more surprises.
Oh, of course. He didn't die too. That makes sense.
I'm staying here with him.
Okay. Okay. Alright, this makes sense. No, actually it doesn't. Never mind. Okay. Okay.
Well, you're going to get your explosion.
This is the part in which I would say directed by Michel Bailly, but he is no longer around to direct this, apparently. Did they seriously just blew up the Earth? The entire
Yep,
Earth?
it was also intended to be a serious finale.
I'm sorry. How did the Earth blow up with that?
It was an actual megaton, and Sakarin threatened to that when they fly to their home planet, he's going to blow it up.
Oh. So the Earth has exploded then. Death Star style.
The end.
I will give this game credit. I was not expecting the planet to blow up. I didn't think they would go that far. But apparently I was proven wrong. They definitely did. It's not necessarily a good thing. But it sure is a memorable ending. They blew up the Earth and the moon. Kaboom! Explosion! God. This is... Stupid Invaders, everybody. This was, in fact, a game, an actual game that exists, and we have covered it. Somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow we survived to tell the story. We should be dead, considering the planet has exploded. Well, I guess that explosion is very slow. I'm pretty sure
guess
it's coming.
Well, I guess the existence of second season retconned it.
I'm pretty sure this game is not part of the canon, considering it's titled Stupid Invaders and not Space Goofs. I mean,
Yeah.
wow! I am still speechless. Well, no, clearly I'm not actually speechless because I'm saying a lot of words right now. But you know what I mean. I am aghast and baffled and bewildered and bamboozled even. They blew up the entire planet. Oh my gosh. Billions of lives. Poof! Like that.
Yeah.
I like the fact that all the previous explosions were foreshadowing this. This is the most consistent element and leitmotif in the game. Explosions. Well, I guess that's the end of it. Yep,
Yeah.
we're done. The adventure is over.
Easily the worst game I own as a physical copy.
I'm so tired. It feels as if I've lost years of my life. My soul is drained like a toilet flush. And in its place, there is just bodily fluids.
Well, you can choose the game for the next time.
I don't even know if I want to do this again.
Oh.
This was... I think I need a moment to recombobulate myself. To recenter myself after this experience. This is the final boss. We should not have done this right away. We should have conserved this for later down the line, because this was the final boss of games to react.
Yeah.
This was just...
I don't even own that many actually bad games.
Atrocious. Simply atrocious. But it's over, so there is a silver lining in this.
Yeah.
And the prospect of the entire planet blowing up, which is, again, something that happened in this game. No more games will be made, so we will be spared from any more of this. Gaming was a mistake.
I guess the actual worst game that I own is Earthworms in 3D, though for different reasons, but...
Well, that's it then. I have been your host, Madhog thy master.
And I have been his guest, hedonistic actor.
You are my co-host at this stage. You don't get to weasel your way out by saying you're a guest.
Well, yeah, you're right.
It's your responsibility.
Yeah, this is practically my second channel at this point.
Wow. Okay, don't... Oh, wow, okay. I see we're putting all of the feet forward here. I see we are jumping ahead. Jeez.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks for watching, if you indeed had the stomach to continue. I would say it was almost worth it by the end to see that finale. That grand finale, but no, it really wasn't. This was not good. I feel worse for having watched this. Good night, everybody!
Good night.
You're an invader. Damn it.